Stay chill, get wealthy, let's go, rent or buy. It's one of the biggest financial decisions most people will ever make, and everyone seems to have an opinion. Your parents say buying is always better. You're building equity, not throwing money away. Your friends say renting is smarter, more flexibility, less stress. So, who's actually right? The honest answer is, it depends. And today we're going to break down exactly what it depends on so you can make the decision that actually makes sense for your life and your money. First, let's kill the most common myth in personal finance. Renting is not throwing money away. I know you've heard this 100 times, but think about it this way. When you rent, you're paying for a place to live. That's not wasted. That's a service you're using. When you own a home, you also pay for things that never come back to you. Mortgage interest, property taxes, home insurance, maintenance and repairs. These are also money you're spending and never getting back. The difference is that owning also builds equity over time, meaning as you pay down your mortgage and as your home potentially increases in value, you're building wealth, but it's not as simple as buy equals good and rent equals bad. The math is a lot more nuanced than that. Let's talk about the real cost of buying a home. Most people only think about the mortgage payment, but that's just the beginning. There's the down payment. In Canada, that's a minimum of 5% for homes under $500,000. But realistically, you want 20% to avoid paying mortgage insurance. On a $700,000 home, which is pretty average in many Canadian cities right now, that's $140,000 just to get in the door. Then there's closing costs, lawyer fees, land transfer tax, home inspection, usually another 1.5% to 4% of the purchase price. That's potentially another $28,000 on top of your down payment. Then once you own the home, you're responsible for everything. The roof needs replacing, that's on you. The furnace breaks down, that's on you. Most financial experts recommend budgeting 1% of your home's value every year for maintenance. On a $700,000 home, that's $7,000 a year just for repairs and upkeep, and that's before your mortgage, property taxes, and insurance. Now, let's look at renting honestly. Yes, your rent payment goes to a landlord and you don't build equity from it, but what you get in return is flexibility, predictability, and crucially, the ability to invest the money you're not tying up in a down payment. This is called the opportunity cost of buying. If you'd put that $140,000 down payment into an index fund instead, and it grew at 7% a year, after 25 years, that would be worth over $750,000. That's not nothing. That's real wealth. The question isn't just whether your home will go up in value, it's whether it will go up more than what that money could have earned invested elsewhere. So when does buying actually make sense? Here's the honest breakdown. Buying makes sense when you plan to stay in the same place for at least 5 to 7 years. This is really important. In the first few years of a mortgage, most of your payment goes toward interest, not equity. Plus, you have all those upfront costs to recover. If you buy and sell within 2 or 3 years, you can actually lose money, even if the home price went up. Buying also makes sense when you have a stable income and a solid emergency fund. A home is an expensive thing to own. If something goes wrong and you don't have cash reserves, you can end up in serious financial trouble. And buying makes sense when the monthly cost of owning, mortgage plus taxes plus insurance plus maintenance, is not dramatically higher than renting a comparable place. If you can buy and your monthly costs are similar to renting, the equity you build starts to make more sense. Now, when does renting make more sense? Renting makes sense when you're not sure where you'll be in the next few years. Job change, relationship change, wanting to move cities, flexibility has real value that people underestimate. Renting makes sense when the price to rent ratio in your city is very high. This is a simple calculation. Take the home price and divide it by the annual rent for a comparable place. If that number is above 20, buying is expensive relative to renting in that market. In many Canadian cities right now, that ratio is well above 25 or even 30, which means renting and investing, the difference can actually be the smarter financial move. And renting makes sense when you don't have a strong down payment yet. Buying with less than 20% means paying mortgage default insurance, which adds thousands to your cost and gives you nothing in return. Here are 3 things most people get wrong about this decision. Mistake 1. Assuming home prices always go up. They have historically trended up over long periods, but there are markets and time periods where home values stayed flat or dropped for years. Buying a home is not a guaranteed investment. Mistake 2, not counting all the costs. When people compare renting versus buying, they often only compare rent to mortgage payment. But that's not a fair comparison. You have to include property tax, insurance, maintenance, and the opportunity cost of your down payment. When you add all of that up, owning is almost always more expensive month to month than renting a comparable place. The payoff comes from equity and appreciation, but that takes time. Mistake 3, making this decision based on emotion. A home feels like stability, success, adulthood, and those things matter. But don't let the emotional pull of owning cause you to buy before you're financially ready. Buying too soon with too little down payment in a market that's too expensive for your income is one of the fastest ways to put yourself under serious financial pressure. So what should you actually do? If you're not sure whether to rent or buy right now, here's a simple framework. Ask yourself these 4 questions. 1. Do I plan to stay in the city for at least 5 to 7 years? If no, keep renting. 2. Do I have at least 20% for a down payment plus closing costs and an emergency fund on top of that? If no, keep saving. 3. Will my total monthly ownership costs be more than 35% of my take-home pay? If yes, the house is probably too expensive for your income right now. 4. Have I actually run the numbers for my specific market? Don't go off general advice. Look at what homes cost in your area, what rent costs, and do the actual math for your situation. Quick recap. Renting is not throwing money away. Owning has plenty of costs that don't build equity either. The real cost of buying includes down payment, closing costs, maintenance, and the opportunity cost of your capital. Buying makes sense when you're staying long-term, financially stable, and the numbers work in your market. Renting makes sense when you need flexibility. The market is expensive relative to rents, or you're not fully financially ready. And the 3 mistakes to avoid: assuming prices always go up, not counting all the costs, and letting emotion drive the decision. This isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. Run the numbers for your situation. Make the decision that fits your life, not the one that sounds right at a dinner party. If this video helped you, subscribe to Chill and Wealthy. New video every week to help make money make sense. Drop a comment below. Are you currently renting or do you own? And what's holding you back from the other option? I genuinely want to know. Stay chill, get wealthy,